Throughout his life, the New York City subway system has provided Dexter Dugar with a refuge and escape from the difficult world above ground. From his first train ride as a baby coming home from the hospital to the painful trip to the first of many foster homes, the subway has been the one constant in his life. This is Connections.
This is Court Square. Transfer is available to the E and G trains.
Everyone has that one thing that they're really interested in. For some, it's cars. For others, planes. For me, it's trains. For as long as I can remember, the New York City subway has fascinated me. From the smell to the look, the sounds relax me. Is that weird? Maybe, but who cares, right?
DJ was born Tuesday, December 15, 1992 at 11:42 in the morning. But when he came home, he was 10 days old, and that's his first train ride. From Maimonides Hospital on 50th Street, the B train, all the way to Coney Island.
His first subway, his first ride. Like everybody else, they come home in the cab or in the car. He came home on the B train.
Every Christmas, he had a train set. It was irrelevant to ask DJ what he wanted for Christmas.
That is true.
You couldn't say, DJ, what you want for Christmas? Train set.
At the train sets. It never lasts long. Well, he tried to keep it going, but little brother and sisters didn't try to hear that.
When he was 2 years old, he used to be, Mommy or Daddy, train. We had to go in the closet, pull out all the tracks, build the whole track system, and put the train on for him. And we used to cut off the lights, because the train had the lights, and it went all the way around the house, and he would sit right in the middle and watch.
But the only way to keep it going was the subway. That was his live train track, train set. But you can hear the train from our window, because we lived a couple of blocks from the train station. A long block and a short block. And at night, that J train made a lot of noise. Here, Bill. Here, listen.
Soon, the subway will play a much larger role in bridging the gap between us kids and our parents.
You guys was taken away April 27th, 2 days before Chelsea's birthday. I'll never forget it. April 27th, 1998. I was on my way from jail. When I came home, y'all was gone. There was nothing I could do.
That's things, that part right there, that was the most hurtful part of my life. Is when they was taken. And we had to go through that. You know, you gotta excuse me. That's good for you.
Getting taken from my parents, taken in a van crossing the Williamsburg Bridge, with the Twin Towers standing tall in the yellow sunset. Images are all that's left from that moment.
I'm there for y'all, always. Always. You know what I'm saying? Always. I did what my father never did. Be there. We went through this because of other people. Because your mother was Puerto Rican and I'm black. And the people next door didn't like it.
Let me tell you, I bent myself backwards. I did everything in my power to get my kids. And because of their fault, I couldn't get them.
Those are just two of the stories I've heard over the years about why we've entered foster care. Personally, I don't really believe most of them. Though my sister did validate one of those stories, which the end result, it's partially her fault and partially my mother's fault. To see my parents, we've had to take the 5 train to the A or the C. I remember the red exteriors of the 5 and looking out the front window as it flew down Lexington Avenue. Living in my second and third foster home, we didn't really use the subway that much as they both had cars. But it was during this time I began to learn the subway map. I hated when our weekend visits would end. I'd cry sometimes, going back to this woman's house, going back to fighting with my siblings on a daily basis, getting bullied at school. It hurt a lot. I was in foster care for 15 years, but during the first 6, I was placed in 4 different homes.
DJ was always sad. DJ was always sad. Never forget it. DJ was always sad and kids was always be crying and even in his pictures, he was always sad. Even in his pictures when he was little, he never smiled.
My cousin took me and my brother in 2004. From that point on, I once again began to ride the subway. During junior high school, I would cut school to ride the subway. And during the 7th and 8th grades, I visited all but 2 stations on the system, 145th and 148th Streets on the 3. Why did I cut school to ride the subway? Well, why wouldn't I? You know, I had the means. School metro cars don't work on weekends. And frankly, school really wasn't my thing back then. Eventually, I got Mac together.
Oh my God, I went over there. Every time when they called his name, DJ!
Her and my best friend
that was
right next to
the
each other.
biggest, most proudest day of my life, to see at least one of my children to be the first one to get that piece of paper.
You're doing your thing. You're doing what I didn't do. I didn't graduate high school. I didn't go to college. Doing what I didn't do, like I always said. Don't do what I did. Please don't do what I did. Do better.
I believe the subway system was built to take me far in life. To give me something to really tie my life together. It was built to take me, I guess, to where I want to be in life.